folks, so starting our new clean cycle. With our cleans, we're going to be supersetted with handstand push-ups. We're going to shoot a little video here going over our handstand push-up progressions. All right. As you can see here, I got everything listed out, nice and color coordinated for you as well. But as you also can see, there are two different columns. All right. So working from left to right, the left-hand side is kind of things that need to be established before we can start working on our dedicated handstand push-up progression. So with the handstand push-up, that is going to be the regular push-up. All right. So that's kind of the goal here. So you need to be able to do push-up on the box. All right. From there, you can kind of work your way into a push-up. From there, weighted push-ups. Once you get to that weighted push-up part, that's where we can kind of split off a little bit. All right. Ring push-ups are going to be kind of on the same difficulty level as a down dog handstand push-up. From there, as you master each movement, you can work your way down to the piked handstand push-up from the box, strict handstand push-up, kipping handstand push-up, into a deficit handstand push-up. All right. Main goal of this cycle, though, is not to rush yourself working down faster than you can. All right. Focus on mastering each of these movements before you progress to the next one, making sure that everything is 100% good to go, and so that you're not missing the training stimulus that we want you to get from these handstand push-up progressions just to do the next fancier thing. Cool? All right. So I'm going to coach read through these couple of different movements here to show you guys what we're looking for each of the established movements. We're going to start with push-up on the box, and what I'm looking for each of these is to maintain a nice, solid, hollow body position. So Reed, go ahead and get a position here, squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs. You can see everything's nice and tight, nice and round here. All right, now go ahead and drop down into your push-up and come back up. Notice how he never breaks his position here. Everything is the same here as it is at the bottom, and then comes up to the top. All right. Now, once you guys get done with your push-up on the box, so you got a bunch of reps up there, you mastered that. We're going to move to the push-up on the floor, and it's the same concept. It has to look identical to what you're looking at in the box. So that same hollow body position, dropping down and coming back up, never breaking, especially right here on his low back. Everything is nice and even. Comes down, makes that contact with his chest on the floor. You'll notice that his hips and his thighs don't actually touch the floor, right? That's that hollow body position coming up through. Getting into the next one is a weighted push-up, all right? So we're gonna grab this plate and get back into position. Have a partner, while you guys are doing this, place that weight right on the small of their back. Careful not to put it up too high, this can be a little awkward. Right across the low back and hips, that's where you wanna hold that, make sure it's good to go. He comes down, pushes, and comes back up, all right? Same hollow body position. You don't want to arch too much with that. Getting into the next one is the same concept, just removing some of the stability on that ring push-up. So as he gets into position on here, it's going to be the same exact concept. You'll see the theme is going to be that hollow body position in all of this. So his back's nice and good, holding that same exact position. Now go ahead and come down. Go ahead and come up. You can see how that works. It's nice and stable, even though he's on the rings. Good. Come back up. Ideally, these rings are going to stay in line with that rack as well. Once you start pushing these rings out a little farther, it becomes easier and easier and easier, and it's kind of like scaling the movement a little bit more, right? So make sure that you're nice and even with that rack, and master that movement before moving on. So, along with that ring push-up, the same level is going to be that down dog handstand push-up, so it's kind of your choice depending on which one you need to work on. So, Reed's going to show you guys the down dog handstand push-up real quick. Getting into position, notice how he's hinged at his hip at about 90 degrees. This is exactly what you want. Nice tight hamstrings, good shoulder position there. Go ahead and hop down and come back up. Now really important here, look where his head is. It's in between his arms. As he comes down, his head's in front of his arms, right? Come back up, push back into position. So he's getting that lockout all the way through the top, and then makes a tripod as he comes down to the bottom, right? That's where you want to be on that. Now when we move from down dog handstand push-up to piked handstand push-up from box, again, we're going with the same concept. It's going to be the same movement done with a little bit more difficulty. So he's still going to be hinged at the hip, right? 90 degrees here. Flat back, hand in line, or head in line with his hands. Go ahead and come down. Comes down, makes that tripod, and presses back up. So now he's just pressing more of his body weight, so it's a little bit more difficult to be able to do that. All right, so he's going to go ahead and kick up into the handstand here. Well, now he's going to come down and make that tripod and press back up through. Good, there you go. Looking for that same type of hollow body position that we've been positioning through here, right? Now we're going to get into kipping handstand push-up. And when you're doing your kipping handstand push-up, it's adding a new dynamic to it
want you to think kind of like squat mechanics while you're doing your press, right? So he's gonna come down into the same position that he just did for the strict, but now when he comes down, his hands come down, or his legs come down into that squat position and then drives up. Using his hips along with his shoulders, right? Maintaining that hollow position, keeping everything in nice and tight. All right, now the kicker here, when we get into the deficit handstand push-ups, it's like that double black diamond movement, all right? When you get that deficit, you have to be able to maintain your core tension while pressing through that range of motion, and it's rather difficult for most people, all right? So you want to really make sure that you have your mechanics down, and each one of these is perfect before progressing to the next one. When you start getting into that more advanced type of movements while you're not ready, even though you might be able to do the movement, it's not the best for consistency across the cycle, right? We're looking at skills training on this, not necessarily just strength training. So I'm going to have Reed get into position here on the deficit handstand push-up, and you notice it's going to be identical to all the other ones, right? So he's going to kick up, hollow body, comes down, makes that tripod, presses right back up into position, and there he goes. All right, come down. That's what we're looking for while doing this, all right? Making sure that each one of these is perfect before moving on. Do the right movement for you. If you have questions, ask the coach. Make sure that you're on par with what you're supposed to be doing here. All right, thanks guys, we'll see you next time. Go ahead and kick up in your handstand, Reed. There we go, come down, touch, and back up. That's it. That's a new round. Oh, God. All right, so let's take a look at Reed as he gets into position for his deficit handstand. Same concept, kicks in, hollow body position, comes down, touches, presses,